Hey YouTube, Sylvia Moonbeam here, and today I picked up 3 of these Blokees Galaxy version figures from Target. They are small micro figures. They are a kind of blind box pack. Hello. I picked these up for about $7 each. So cheaper than your normal Funko Pop kind of thing, but about on par with most of your normal mystery boxes. If you've never seen Blokees before, here's one from the Transformers 1 movie. This is the Optimus Prime. You can tell because he's got the little matrix. You can see they are cute little buildable figures. They come with accessories. They often have extra hands. In this case, you can replace Prime's fist. He has a fist you can replace with his Energon axe, and you can, take them apart and swap things around. So if you wanted, like, let's say you have a Megatron, you could very easily replace Optimus's right hand arm with Megatron's right arm that has the fusion cannon and do the thing that's happening in the, was it Skyfall comics right now? But anyway, I have him for comparison on the side, and some other things I have a Studio Series 86 Bumblebee, which is a pretty decent comparison. I also have a Lego minifigure and the Quintesson figure. As you can see, Blokees are a little bit smaller than the Quintesson figure, but kind of on par, at least one, if I were to convert Bumblebee here into his robot mode, be about the same size as Studio Series 86B. And you can see they're about twice as tall as a Lego minifigure, maybe technically a little over twice as tall. So we're going to just open up these and have some fun. Yeah. It's been a little while since I did a Blokees myself. I got a couple when I went on vacation back in June, but that was all the Transformers 1 series. This is my first time actually seeing a non-Transformers 1 series in a store. Now, actually, that's not completely true. There is a store near me, relatively near me, called Hidden Treasures. And depending on who is watching this video, I might get a comment going, "Oh yeah, Hidden Treasures." Hidden Treasures is a kind of a local, I guess you could call it party store / craft store, but is kind of a local thing. But they have these Blokees for like twice the price. Like Walmart sells these for I think $5, $5 or $6. I think it's $6. Target selling them for $7. But yeah, the Hidden Treasures store is selling these, the Galaxy versions, for like $10, which is outrageous. But they do have more than just the Transformers 1 pack. I'm really bad at opening this box, apparently. Not the box, but the packaging. Worst case scenario, scissors. Because I don't need to keep it. I just need to get it open. There we go. Worst case scenario, stab the box. Oh my gosh. On this week's episode of Sylvia Sucks at Packaging. There we go. Yeah, if you haven't seen many of my videos, there's a running joke that I suck at opening packaging. Or at least more accurately, have really bad luck with opening packaging. Like I think I opened up when I did the Deoxys video I opened it on camera. I think I had the worst luck at getting it open. Gosh, there. All right, all three of them are out of their little plastic wrap prisons. I realize I accidentally bumped my camera. There we go. Got that all fixed. So the figures in this particular set, the Parallel Universe set, as you can see, the main figures are going to be an IDW Comics inspired Optimus, as well as a post-redemption arc Megatron. It is, in fact, Autobot Megatron with the swirly tattoo. They also have a Orion Pax, which is just kind of an alternate color of Optimus. There is Swoop, the Dinobot, in both robot mode and pterodactyl mode. We got Sunstreaker, Dirge, Kickback, Wheeljack, and a Shattered Glass Ratchet. So that's kind of cool. I'm obviously kind of hoping for an Optimus or Megatron. Kind of ironically, the only ones I don't really want are probably going to be Kickback and Sunstreaker. I'm not really into Sunstreaker. I know a lot of people really like Sunstreaker, and I don't personally get it. But here we go. There we go. That is everything in the box. And we have some things. Yay, things. Now, what's really cool about these is they don't just immediately spoil who it is. It does come with a kind of a little bit of a mini poster. Very cool. Love our mini posters. And, okay, well, this one gives it away. Normally, it doesn't give it away. But it looks like we have Wheeljack here. Or at least, presumably, we have Wheeljack. Let's find out, shall we? Let's lower the camera just a wee bit. Just making sure I didn't miss any pieces in here. Don't you hate it when you have like a Lego set or something and the one piece you're missing got stuck in the bag? There we go. Cool. Ooh, package of desiccant. Yeah, so they all come with these little bases, and they have little sprues with hands, which just makes it kind of fun, because you have to physically remove the hands, which is kind of neat. If you like Gundam or Gunpla, it is a very similar idea. And they usually come with a little card. It's neat. And I'm gonna just quickly pause because you probably don't want to watch me actually assemble them. Yeah, there we go. All right, yeah, so you can see about the same size as our little Optimus, maybe a little bit smaller on actual Wheeljack. I haven't actually put the head together yet because I wanted to show that this, you do have to in fact assemble this. So I thought I would do that live. Also, I love it that they give us spare hands. That's cool. So for the head, looks like you need to start off with a little core. Start off with this little core, and you put in the ear pieces. Oh, look at that, they're even painted. That's so cool. I'm just gotta figure out where to slide it in. Because I'm kind of doing this, I'm kind of looking at the instructions off camera. There we go. And then, oh, gotta put the face in first. There we go. There we go. Nice little Wheeljack head. Just pops right on. There you go. I even had a spare little ball joint. which is cool. Though, to be fair, you tend to get a lot of the spared ball joints because they're so small. But yeah, there's Wheeljack. That was fun. It took me a few minutes just to put them together because it's been a little while since I made one, or put one of these together, but I'm sure our next one will be really quick. So let's get this quickly open. That way, you can see what it is. I will probably skip ahead on the actual build process on all three of these. I just thought it'd be fun to do the opening and then let you skip the actual building part, because I realize that's probably the least fun thing. And let's see, do we want to take a guess? All right, who's it gonna be? It's Shattered Glass Ratchet. Cool. So most of the Blokees figures do follow a fairly kind of, I guess you'd call it, formulaic path. You can see that the sprue with the hands looks almost identical. It's just a slightly lighter shade of gray, or like the torso bit is basically all the same. A lot of the, as you can see, the arms have very similar molding. The legs have very similar molding. It just has minor variants depending on which figure is you actually get. So once you've assembled one or two, you've basically assembled them all. It's more just, have you done this variant? Because even if you have assembled like 20 of these guys, they're all a little bit different. There we go. Look at that. Nice Shattered Glass Ratchet. For those of you who are fairly new to the Shattered Glass concept, I guess you could say, for those of you fairly new to Transformers, at least, Shattered Glass is an alternate universe where the Autobots are actually the villains. Similar to how in the main line universe, Autobots typically stands for autonomous robots, and Decepticons are named because they were deceived, therefore, I don't know, it's dumb. In this one, it is autocratic. I think it's autocratic or autocracy bots. Basically, the Autobots are evil, and the Decepticons are still the ones who were deceived, but this time they're the good guys. So obviously, Optimus is the leader of the evil Autobots, and we've got good old Megatron as the leader of the heroic Decepticons. So just to kind of show exactly that I know what I'm doing, I'm not even really looking at the instructions. I'm just kind of assembling it in the most obvious way possible. I'm only really looking at the completed figure just so I, for example, grab the correct color for things like the thighs. But a lot of these pieces do fit very formulaically. For example, you could probably guess that those go together to make the shins, not the shins, the shins. And that we'd need hinge pieces, the little joints to make the knees. I do, while they can be a little formulaic, I do really like that these are all very easy to assemble. Not that I'm against model kits. Model kits are fun, but I like it. This is fairly accessible for the common fan. Not everyone has, the tools to assemble, a full-sized Gunpla in their home. People don't always have the wire clippers or the water slide sticker stuff. but I really like that Blokees makes, I guess, miniature model building, like I said, accessible to a fairly broad audience. And the fact that they're also fairly affordable means that it combines the idea of character building, model building, introducing it to a younger audience who maybe doesn't have a ton of money, especially now that a lot of figures are increasing in price. Things like a full-size Transformer or a Gunpla might not be affordable. Oh, interesting. This one assembles a little bit differently. I like that. It's kind of a nice little swap around of the shoulder. But you can see it very much physically is being assembled just like Wheeljack here. I'm not gonna lie, I really like this, like, snow white with kind of this, I don't know, camo green, I guess is maybe the right way to call it. It's a nice shade of green to use. I'm not the biggest fan of the splayed hands, so I actually have a little baggie of all my little Blokees splayed hands, or just extra hands in the case of Optimus, who of course has his normal hands in addition to his Energon X. There we go, and last is just the head. Looks like I'm just got to do... Oh, see, this one, the head is a little bit different on this one. This one, the head, the ball joint inserts directly into, I guess you could call it the eye stalk. God, this face is definitely a face. There we go. Even though we can get a little bit of wiggle waggle up down. Not the most amount of neck articulation, but honestly, if you're buying an action figure for the neck articulation, yeah, so there is Ratchet. It looks pretty good, actually. I really like this, the heart monitor thing on the chest. That's kind of cool, and I like that it's flatlining. Fun fact, Flatline actually is a Decepticon, though he's effectively the Decepticon version of Red Alert. I guess because they didn't really do Red Alert in Shattered Glass, or if they did, he just wasn't as recognizable, and they'd have a Decepticon version. Yeah, he's kind of cool. And notice like that even things like the guns are different. He definitely has less accessories than Wheeljack, because Wheeljack has more pieces for the head, and he has like the little wing pieces and the shoulder cannon, but like, this is still good. This is a good quality figure, and even if a kid doesn't know who Ratchet is, they can at least recognize that this character is at least being portrayed as evil, especially with those red eyes. And like, he very clearly looks like a doctor, like he has a heart monitor on him. I mean, if you know who the character of Ratchet is, you're like, oh, it's evil Ratchet. But even if you're not, well, okay. Someone outside was angry. I wasn't actually planning to assemble that one fully on camera. I was gonna skip ahead, but I just kind of enjoyed the process. Someone's having fun outside. Good for them. It is a lovely October day. All right, so I have not gotten any repeat Blokees in my multiple Blokees figures that I've purchased. So if I got a repeat now, that would kind of suck. So let's see who we got. Hey, there we go. We got a rare figure. We got a 1 in 12 Optimus Prime from the IDW universe. I actually forgot to show you the little mini bios they do in the thing. So we have Wheeljack. Slogan, never do what your enemy expects you to do. He turns into a race car, and he is the mechanical engineer of the Autobots. Shattered Glass Ratchet. Slogan is, if you don't answer, shut up. Sure. He says he turns into a minivan. It's an ambulance. And he's the doctor. And then we have here IDW Auto Optimus Prime, rebuild the country. Interesting. Turns into a container truck, and he's the Autobot leader. So I'm not as familiar with this version of Optimus because I'll be honest, I don't read the IDW comics. I'm like, look, even this is interesting. This is a different desiccant packet than the one that was included in the other one. It's really fascinating. And like even here, you can tell that these are slightly different shades of blue. Like they really, as much as like some of the stuff like the hands may just be relatively generic pieces, like they actually do put in the effort and don't just copy and paste every single thing. So I have this Optimus, I have Orion Pax, also from Transformers 1. I have the Rise of the Beast Optimus Prime, and now we have this one. So after I'm done assembling this Optimus, I'll also grab all four to do a group shot for you all. Forgot to show off the little card, by the way. Yeah. So for those of you who were kind of following along as I was building Shattered Glass Ratchet and not just watching this while you're driving home or playing it in the background, everything I've built so far, as you can see, is pretty standard. The legs are basically standard, the knees, the hips, everything. But sometimes with certain characters, we get variants on their building. So for example, you can see the normal shoulder joints that they have, and then normally you'd attach a piece to bump it out a little bit, but the Optimus comes with a kind of, I guess you could call it a shoulder extender, which is kind of neat. And it literally just fits right over. Like you can see where the other ball joints go, which is kind of neat because you can get some neat variants on body types, because you can see comparatively these shoulders are about the same-ish, but these shoulders have like a little bit of up-down articulation. Meanwhile, these shoulders are a little bit more solid. You might also be noticing, hey, wait a second, that is not the front of Optimus Prime's chest. You're correct, because sometimes figures have additional pieces, like in the case of this Optimus, who has this kind of larger tile piece, which is kind of neat. It has like a larger tile piece that just slots into the chest, and because it lines up there, you can see it has the yellow in the back. That's a very, very neat way of doing it. And then you just plug it in to fill out the Optimus Prime chest. And you can see a little bit of that detail. Let me pull this off if I can. But you can still see there's some of that stomach detail, and while most of it does get covered up, it also makes it so that if you wanted to have like an unarmored Optimus or battle armor damage, you can take off chunks and not have to worry about just having like effectively a naked a torso underneath. And there we go. Optimus Prime is all done, right? Well, not necessarily. I mean, you can, in fact, compare these two and notice that, like, their head sculpts are noticeably different, and, like, even things like the shoulders are different. And, like, how they arrange the arms is a little bit different. And, like, the guns are different, and even the molding for the legs and stuff is different. Like, they do make a point to make them different figures. But what's really cool is because this is a rare, like I mentioned, this is 1 in 12, as opposed to 1 in 9, this figure comes with extra accessories. Specifically, it comes with some wrist guns, which definitely feels a little more ultra magnus-y. But yeah, that's maybe just my opinion on it. Comes with some wrist cannons, which actually, I guess you could also say it feels kind of laser prime. Speaking of laser prime, you have also these cool, like, shoulder cannons that loop, like, go over the shoulder. It's, like, you can definitely see some of the wheel detail. I'm so sorry I did that off camera. You can see, like, some of the wheel detail on these over-the-shoulder cannons. Oh, this looks so cool. I don't even really know this version of this character. But some of the rarer pieces also come with blast effects. You can see it's got some transparent yellow blast effects. And they even have it designed so that it has to be assembled in specific ways. It is really hard to see where the holes are because both pieces are transparent yellow. Is that it? Did I do it? I think I got it. Yeah, there we go. And then you can see it doesn't even plug into the pistol or the rifle. It, like, kind of, I think it's supposed to design to slot over. I guess it does just slot in, but, like, you can tell, like, it's very clearly designed to interface in a way that you could, like, slot it over like a sword or something. That's interesting. There we go. Yeah, so you're gonna have a Pew Pew Optimus. I'm not MGO, but I will say pew pew bang bang, pew pew bang bang, and all that jazz. I know I don't have Jazz. This is Optimus and Ratchet and Wheeljack. But if Jazz was here, he'd say pew pew bang bang, pew pew bang bang. And probably also make some kind of joke about Monka Spanka, which is a reference to I think that's Generation 3. Don't judge me. Don't judge me, Transformers fans. I'm doing my best. And there you have it. We got 3 little Blokees figures, hyperposable, fun to build, and now ready to join my collection. So if you were only here for the Blokees stuff, thank you for watching. I've been Sylvia Moonbeam, and I hope to see you in the next video. But if you are sticking around for the quick little Optimus showcase, I'll see you in a second. And we're back. And these are the 4 Blokees Optimus Prime figures I have so far. You can definitely see Orion Pax relies a little bit more on those tampos, on his torso to kind of get some detail across, especially since he doesn't have his transformation cog, aka his T-cog. He actually also shares this pistol mold with several others, including Ironhide, reinforcing the idea that he is kind of just still generic right now. He hasn't come into his own yet, including having the jetpack piece be reused across a couple characters. Similarly, like I already showed from Transformers 1, we have the Optimus Prime, which we can tell he is officially Prime because of the Matrix. And while he still has many similar details, like the little bits coming off of his shoulders, he's almost a completely unique figure. Even the detail on the kind of the little crotch plate, while similar, is a different tampograph, which is really cool. And because he was rare, he had his Energon axe, in addition to the Hunter, I think they're called Hunter pistols, which we see all 4 of our main characters, Bumblebee, Megatron, Elita 1, and Optimus wielding. Everyone else, I think, just has the little base pistol. We have as you just saw in this video, we have the Optimus Prime from the IDW comics, complete with his wrist cannons. And I love the little molding they have for, like, the screw pistons. Love the giant freaking cannon that he is carrying, the rifle he's carrying, as well as the kind of the wheel detail on the shoulders with the massive shoulder cannons. And of course, this one even compared to the other Optimus. You can see who has kind of like the little like chin strapping detail on the bottom of the chin and the blue eyes. This one, different mold for the helmet. You know, he's got a little cleft in the chin. He's got orange eyes. Like, they do make an effort. These are really good quality figures, and these three were all the Galaxy price, the like roughly $6 or $7, and then just as $10, this is the oh, I can't remember what they call this one, but it has a feature. It glows. So the evolved figures, I have a Bumblebee for this one as well. They have a little light piece inside that glows when you activate just by kind of jostling a little bit. Yeah, and you can see his chest glows, his head glows. It is a little hard to show, but at certain angles you can see the chest glow kind of implying a spark within him. And this one is crazy. These are more similar to mini model kits. Like the gun itself, just his handgun, I think, is 3 pieces. And all the little intricate little details, like each of those little silver bits, like this little piece and this little piece, those are all separate. That was a separate piece. Like, instead of just being 2 pieces for the shin, this shin was like 10. Like even the feet here, I believe, are 3 different pieces. Like one for like the heel, one for like the kind of ankle bit, and then one for the actual bottom of the foot. Yeah, if you're willing to shell out just a tiny bit more money, you do get a superior product for only a little bit more. But yeah, there's the 4 Optimuses. I guess technically 3 Optimuses and 1 Orion Pax, but you get the idea. Yeah, go get a Blokees if you're a Transformers fan. They're really fun. Anyway, thank you all for watching. I need to get going. Bye!